I'm in the market but I want a propane and gas one. Propane is 1000% safer to store in volume. Burns cleaner, odorless, more efficient. It will definitely work for your needs, but don't forget to check out runtime, they burn through fuel fast. Keep in mind in a true national emergency, gas may not be readily available. Propane never goes bad. Gasoline starts to gum up around 6 months in storage, and even with fuel stabilizers doesn't last more than 2 years. Note though that propane is not as efficient as gas and doesn't create as much electricity. Bought this several years ago, quite enjoy knowing it's in the shed, running only on propane. I also know it will start every time I need it instead of being gummed up, and so far it has. Don't expect to run the whole house AC on it, but I can keep my fridge from expiring, so important in times like these, or after hurricanes. Keep the LED lights on, Wi-Fi if the internet wasn't taken down, charge USB devices, and run some box fans. Nothing crazy, but it sure beats the alternative. That said, plan on changing the oil constantly. Break it in, run it an hour, change the oil, run it 2 hours, change the oil, run it 4 hours, change the oil. After that I have moved to once per 24 hours. You will want this Strain ZIT HON 10mm oil changing aid for Honda GX110, GX120, GX160, GX200. As the oil plug is in a terrible spot. You will want this, to attract metal shavings. Magnetic drain plug. Supergen products, oil maintenance assistance. I would suggest slapping a few extra heavy-duty magnets to the side of the oil pan to collect as many shavings as possible, then never moving them. If the sound is a bit much and may cause your neighbors to kill you, so I would suggest immediately planning on building a soundproof enclosure. There are stupidly overbuilt ones that could remain outside forever. Mine is a plywood hat that allows for good airflow and access to the controls. And other people have had success literally taking 5 plywood boards and leaning them against the sides and top, anything to prevent the noise from being so direct. Running exclusively on propane and with those perhaps excessive precautions taken, my hope is I don't have to buy another one of these until I want something bigger. These types of generators have high THD, which is bad for most sensitive electronics, including computers and electric motors. You will sometimes hear a weird buzzing from furnace fans, for example, on a normal generator like this one. Inverter generators have a much lower THD, usually below 5%, and are much easier on electronics. They also generally run a lot quieter too, which makes them ideal for campsites. They typically don't get up to the same wattage as traditional portable generators, so if you are looking for 9,000 plus watts for whole home or construction sites or whatever, inverter generators don't look as good, as they either don't hit that high on wattage for home applications, or are hilariously expensive. Honda is kind of the king of these, and their 5,500 watt inverter generator is over $5,000. Compare that to the dual fuel 11,000, starting watts, dual fuel generator from one that I recently bought that was $840 delivered. The 3,000 watt Honda is around $2,000 I think also, compared to the generator in this deal without an inverter, and some other stuff, for $250. From a personal experience, when Hurricane Sandy hit New Jersey in 2012, there was an immediate shortage of gasoline in many areas of NJ. People were spending long hours to get some gasoline for their generators. At the same time, most places selling LP like U-Haul had no lines at all. I'd say this experience alone got me sold on the dual fuel generator. Propane is less efficient when burned at elevation and cold temperature, a common problem amongst folks RVing in the mountains. Couldn't find how this thing delivers fuel. I assume it's carbureted, as it says not suitable for 3,000 plus feet, and probably non-adjustable mixture screw, as all new age carbs are like this. Tempting for just a once in a while power outage, but rather get a fuel injected Yamaha or similar. Watched a couple reviews on YouTube yesterday and they noted it was pretty loud. I have a different brand of generator and it's very loud also. I'd recommend an inverter generator for a campground. Unfortunately, they are more expensive and normally don't offer as many watts as this type of generator. They are substantially quieter though. Here's one of the videos of this generator compared to an inverter generator. I hadn't considered how expensive this could be to run. I'm paying around $2 a gallon for my 500-gallon propane tank. According to the interwebs, a 20-pound tank holds 4.7 gallons. So, 6 hours run time, 4.7 gallons equals $9.40 for me. 24 hours, 18.8 gallons equals $37.60.